Right, we are back on the renovation today, and it's time for a bit of an undo, redo, or improvement, shall we say, to the plumbing in our downstairs bathroom. When we put the toilet in some time ago, we just did a quick job to get it connected up because we kind of wanted a toilet in there sooner rather than later. But we knew that we would need to come back later on and do the rest of the plumbing for this room. And that is what we're going to do today. So let's go and find Kylie, talk about what the plumbing stuff is and some other bits and pieces we're going to do as well, and then we'll get to work. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Can you talk to me about this thing? You don't often find these in Portuguese farmhouses. It looks a little bit more kind of Thailand shack to me.
And it's probably also fancier than we needed. But so this is our replacement for a bidet because I want to not use toilet paper, and mostly because we have a septic tank, and this is a much more hygienic option. However, it does pose us a significant challenge because we're in a stone building and I don't like exposed pipework. I kind of want it at shoulder distance so that I can reach around with this hand.
And this needs both hot and cold water.
Yeah, we went for the fancy option of hot and cold, you know, to treat our private parts with some respect.
I think you shouldn't say private parts.
Okay, they're not that private. Because we want to make the experience a little bit more comfortable.
That is a nice way of putting it.
So, this is the challenge. I'll show you. I've been scratching my head for some time. I have made ourselves a real life template of what I think the worktop will look like, where the sink will go. The tap goes onto the sink. This is the waste pipe that we have in the floor. And our plumbing comes in over here, and I want this bidet connected more or less here, away from the wall. So my thinking is that at the back of this, right against the wall, we'll make a fake wall that will conceal most of the plumbing. We will then have a face on this wall that this can get mounted underneath here. And then this part, where this line is, then we'll build a cabinet that slides in front of said fake wall.
And the sink will go on top of that?
And then the sink goes on top of that. So that's the plan.
Okay.
In theory, that should work. In practice,
we'll see.
Sure, it will be more complicated than that.
So the short version is we're going to do some plumbing. The slightly longer version is we need plumbing for a sink with hot and cold, a bidet hose with hot and cold, and a cold feed for the toilet. And actually the first thing we're going to do has got nothing to do with all the things we've just talked about, but we're going to take the toilet out and make allowances for mechanically fixing it to the floor, because so far it's just kind of sitting there and it moves about a bit. So I think that is where we will start. A piece of cardboard that you can slide this onto.
You slide it onto this.
Yeah. Heavy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick this up by myself.
No, you don't have to.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, wish me luck.
Good luck.
So in order to fix this toilet down to the floor mechanically with some screws, I first had to drill a hole through the tiles. And these are natural stone tiles. They're quite fragile, quite soft, but in some testing that I had done in advance of doing this, I had cracked quite a few of them. So I was a little bit apprehensive and wanted to take it slowly. This is going nowhere.
You're on hammer drill setting?
I don't want to be on hammer drill setting.
Yeah, that's correct.
When we did the test, it was not on hammer.
Maybe a different battery?
The combi drill wasn't really cutting it, so I reached for something a bit more powerful. It's still not going anywhere. I wasn't having much luck with the carbide-tipped masonry bits with either of the drills, so I went hunting in the depths of the toolbox for an old ceramic tile cutting bit to see if that would do the job. That's a bit better. And it sounds like we've hit the limecrete now, which is good. That's probably going to be enough then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good. While I finished up with the toilet floor fixing kit, Kylie started working on the false wall for housing the plumbing.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. The plumbing system that we're using is called multicamada, and it's a multi-layer PEX pipe with crimpable connections. So for any unions or elbows or T-pieces or anything like that, they all get pushed together and then crimped with a big tool. Now, because the crimping is something that is irreversible, we wanted to make sure that everything was worked out, sized, and would fit before committing to that. The dry fit went together nicely, so we took it all apart and then started the crimping process. Do the 20s on this one, and then swap to 16.
Awkward, aren't they?
Cool.
I'm just gonna, as you say, we're just gonna test the isolators first, make sure nothing's dripping.
Yeah.
So cold first.
Cold first. Are you ready?
Mm.
Cold is on.
Okay, we have a leak, so stop.
Well, there we go. We are done with the first fix plumbing. And generally, I'm not a huge fan of plumbing. I find it very fiddly and very complicated, but this actually went pretty smoothly. And I have to say, I really like this multicamada or multi-layer crimped pipe system. It's really, really solid and rigid, and it is an absolute joy to work with. So we're done for now, but this now unlocks another piece of work, which is quite exciting. And so to wrap things up, maybe we'll just talk about that quickly, and then wish you farewell.
So, I want to just circle back around to my piece of template.
Oh yeah, because this is not the final visible solution.
No. Imagine this is worktop. What will happen here is, just put that down, this between here and here is going to have some paneling on it and on the side of here, and then from here to all the way across there, covering up that waste pipe, will be a cabinet that's going to be some weird shape.
Trapezoidal, I believe is the right word.
Is it? Because it's going to be temporary. And temporary for 3 or 4 years.
Semi-temporary.
Until I have a proper workshop and have more time. We're going to use reclaimed or whatever bits and pieces we have on site. So for the paneling here and for the worktop, I am going to reclaim the floorboards that we saved when we ripped out all of them from upstairs and make them nicer and make something, and then use some bits and scrap framing material for the legs. In my head it looks amazing. We'll see if it comes to light, but I am waiting for some tools before we can do that. But hopefully they arrive in about a week and then we can start on this. The thing I'm most happy about is the positioning of this. It took quite some head scratching to work out how to get this forward of kind of the plumbing, and we had to use flexies, but this will all be accessible. And we wanted isolators on everything so that we could have it functioning now and not have water running anywhere, and later put the sink and stuff in. And so this will work really well from a grabbing it here or grabbing it with his hand. So I'm pretty happy about that.
So we will have to wait and see how excellent this temporary scrap wood bathroom cabinet build is going to be, because we just don't know yet. But hopefully we will be able to get to that soon, and we will show it to you in due course. But that's it for today. We will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. All right, what's next?
Did we talk about the siliconing of the toilet?
It's a detail.
Doesn't matter.
We're not siliconing the toilet yet.